And we're live.
Are you clipping?
I'm clipping.
You're clipping again.
I'm clipping and I'm
a little
clipping
bit.
and I'm clipping.
Apologies for any issues with the audio this morning.
Here we go.
George,
Jesus Christ.
George acted as the audio engineer, so I take no responsibility for how this goes.
Yeah, let's talk about this. I got
Whatsoever.
fucking yelled at for rolling up the cord wrong.
You kinked my Ethernet cable.
That sounded so dirty.
You kinked my cable.
It's like when you ask like your 8-year-old son to roll up the extension cord.
Oh yeah,
And
does
it's
it
like
the
totally
nicest way
screwed up. That's
possible,
what
yeah.
George did with the
Exactly, yeah.
with the
It was
cable. Yeah.
Rat's
So,
nest.
He's
Like legit got yelled at this morning.
because you
Fuck my cable up.
you brought in a certain level of kink that was unacceptable.
Yes.
Like
There's a line.
there's a line, and you
Then
crossed
Ken was
the line.
yelling at
of
you for
kink.
clipping.
You're
I was
clipping.
clipping, and then I thought it was something else, and I got excited. But clipping and yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Freemasons Podcast with your hosts, Right Worship Brother George and Marjorie.
Worshipful Brother Joe.
Worshipful brother Ken.
And we brought the enforcer as well.
Yep.
That's right. Brother Kevin Kizlowskis.
Yep.
Otherwise
You guys-
known as Big Kev.
Big Kev.
I am known as Big Kev.
He's also Joe Pisani's enforcer. Are you still his enforcer? You still his bodyguard?
For hire.
You remember that episode though when you came in?
Oh,
I'm
that was
like,
a while ago, yeah.
fee, fi, fo, fum, motherfucker. Who's this dude?
I think we put you in between the two of them.
You did.
Too, like
Yeah.
Joe
All
and
three of
Kev.
these, you
Yeah.
fuckers. Took a picture of it. Here I am. All you can see is the top of my forehead. Everybody else's face is in there.
So I don't know if it's a ghost.
I
or
got
if,
clipped too, Joe. I got clipped too. I
you
got
guys
clipped
hear
in a
that out
picture.
there?
Yeah, I think
You
that's-
got edged
I think
out.
That's the heat.
Oh, it's the heat.
What's moving in there?
I don't know. The door
Oh,
opened a little bit, and
Yeah,
I could
opened.
hear the elevator going. So I
Oh,
figured either
Christ.
there was a brother here, or
It's the
it's a
ghost.
brother that's no longer with us, roaming the halls.
either are welcome. All are welcome.
Yes.
It's creepy as fuck. I didn't even see it. I'm glad I didn't.
I've heard this. lodge
Welcome
song.
to Harmony Lodge, brother.
Yeah, I know. There's been like investigations and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
It's a
today-
succubus.
you kicked my.
Maybe they're into kinky Ethernet cables.
Maybe.
That's what it is. I broke the cable, and now it's letting out an electromagnetic frequency that's now bringing them to.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Suitably pseudoscientific.
Or maybe they just heard you yelling at a brother, and they're like, "That's not acceptable."
Yeah, I was a little un-Masonic this morning. Just maybe a little hangry.
By the way, everyone, we're just fucking around. We weren't really fighting.
Let it be known that I've been the most Masonic this morning,
Yes, you
has,
have.
yeah.
which is a pretty low bar.
You whispered good counsel. Yeah.
Yes, you have.
I may have had to yell at George a little bit as well because I really thought you were being mean to Ken. Like Ken's rage, I felt was well founded
Oh,
because I don't think you were very nice to him.
I wasn't.
No, you were a little bit unmasonic. Just saying.
I apologize.
maybe we're both a little hangry.
I was just
apologize
fucking
too.
around.
Yeah,
I was just being funny.
I wasn't.
No, Ken was serious.
I was honestly offended a little bit.
I felt it. So I
Yeah.
whispered good counsel, and
Yes.
Uh,
Now we're all here as friends again.
your anger was well founded.
Truth about that cord, I was stupid about it, and I'll tell you why. Because I rolled it up from that end, not down here. That's why I got all fucked
You also
up.
rolled it up very, very tight. Like you
I
were,
did.
Like you were rolling it around your pinky finger.
Tight like a tiger.
Wound up tight,
I'm wound up tight.
like grandma.
Just trying to hang myself. Oh my god.
Someday I'll run an actual network drop in here. Someday.
No, you know what we should get though? We should get those like little. Can we use those on that cable? Like
What?
those ties?
Yeah,
Not
I
like.
actually have some in there, and I
little
was
Velcro
using them.
ties?
Oh really?
Yeah, but
like
you
the Velcro ones.
ignored them. Yeah,
I
they're in
didn't even
there. They're
see
in
them to be
they're in
honest.
What
the
about,
closet there.
all kidding aside, can we get one of those things like you spin up the Christmas lights on, or is that still too tight? Like, you know, one of those
Oh, I got a
cable
fucking ton of
things.
those.
It might be. It depends on how thick the thing is. but,
I'm sure
yeah,
if
I mean,
George has an extra one, it's not that thick.
I think we should
extra-
just run an actual network drop, and then we don't have to worry about the cable because the cable will be in the wall, whatever, hidden away.
So you sabotaged me. You were truly mad at me this morning. You sabotaged me
I didn't sabotage you.
because James
found the
Devaney
cable
says
out.
extra white George. So you left the lights on over here so that I glow
Oh,
in the
yeah,
dark.
that's right,
and
yeah. Oh, I didn't look. You weren't sitting when I did
That's
the
true.
lighting,
You were
so,
too busy over there yelling at everybody, messing with the
yeah,
gain because I was
twiddling the
clipping.
gain.
I don't really know those buttons. I kind of said it and I
But yet you pressed a lot of them.
pray for the best.
See, I do, so you should probably let me.
Don't
try
put
to-
me in a nuclear silo. Let's just put that.
If I recall, Ken was actually adjusting it, and you yelled at him to get out of the way.
Yeah,
Did I?
Yeah,
you did,
you did. You're kind of a dick.
and then you said
I'm just being honest. I got to call it like I see it.
All right.
I am the judge.
Ken, I apologize.
Way off topic here. I apologize as well.
That's what I like.
We're friends again.
Do you remember that commercial? It was like a Super Bowl commercial where it was like Mike Tyson was going up to Evander Holyfield's door and like the song in the background was playing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he was handing him his ear back.
Aw.
Anyway, so now that we're done horsing around, we are doing the alternate universe where we choose superheroes that we would want as Masons. We're going to go in this alternate reality that superheroes are actually a thing, and I don't mean superheroes and some douchebags like, military people are superheroes. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
comic book, like
comic book, Marvel,
movie,
DC,
right.
you know, stuff like that. So we're going to go around the horn and we're going to pick. Let's see if I don't smack this mic off my. Yeah, almost. We're going to pick who we would recruit as a superhero. And who we think would be a good superhero as a Mason. So.
But before we do, I have just one quick little shout out to the
sorry.
brothers at Unity Lodge number 148 out of New Britain, Connecticut. Ooh. Definitely enjoyed your fellowship Friday night. We have brothers Mark Davidson, Peter DeMauro, worshipful brother Brian Tardif, and brother Hiram Morales. All big fans of the show. Awesome. They did not realize we were talking, and I'm like, yeah, have you listened to the podcast? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, I'm worshipful brother Joe. And Peter DeMauro was like, really?
He always looks so pixelated.
Yeah, and then I see him look at my name tag. He goes, I'm like, yes. And so then, like, we're talking, they're looking at me dumbfounded. I'm like, and with your hosts, worshipful brother Joe. I'm like,
So you had a little superhero moment.
yeah, but really cool guys, great people. Hopefully I'll get up there, but just I know Peter's probably the most regular listener of the group, so I just wanted to give him a quick shout out.
What were you up there for? They were doing a
It was
fellowship
that
night?
no, we were at the Grandmaster's banquet Friday night, the banquet before. And because I bought my tickets late, we were at an open seating table, so we kind of glommed in on the open spots at their table. They welcomed us with open arms, and we're just
awesome.
Really cool. Little did they know they had a brush with celebrity. But really cool guys. So I just wanted to give them a quick shout out. Again, Unity Lodge 148 in hard-hitting New Britain, Connecticut.
What was I going to say? Not that I consider us celebrities and stuff, but it is pretty cool when somebody freaking runs and he's like, holy shit, it's you! Like, yeah,
it's weird.
Me.
It's especially weird when it's a widow's son that comes up to me. He's like, "Oh my god, I love you," and he's like, built like Ev, and he's coming in for a hug, and I'm like, "Oh god,
Come here.
yeah."
All right, so
I
just
love you guys.
go over some quick housekeeping here. We got
Housekeeping.
OpenX says George has touched Ken's cord. Wait until they discuss his Ethernet port.
Oh dear.
I have several.
Oh, I prefer your lightning port.
Jesus Christ, this is going to devolve fast. James feels Batman for sure.
Okay, I could see that.
I don't like Batman. It depends on what Batman. All right, there's like 57 Batmans that have been. If you were going to pick a movie, you got to choose the right Batman.
I'm
all right?
just spoiler alert. I'm picking Batman, but I'm probably going to pick one that nobody else would pick.
All right,
Keanu Reeves Batman, or not Keanu Reeves. The hell's the guy's name?
Christian Bale.
Nope.
Val Kilmer.
Nope.
George Clooney.
Oh God.
The
Adam
Robert
West.
Michael
Pattinson?
Keaton.
That's the one. Michael Keaton.
Okay.
Oh, we went through almost all of them.
Big Kev's probably his port's probably more of an HDMI, right? Because he's so big. Right?
I don't know, man. Maybe a VGA.
Oh my.
It's got,
Going old school.
Oh my God. Kent is a floppy disk. James Fields also writes he has the money and can help fund meals without green beans.
That's true. Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Our Grandmaster from Delaware is there, most worshipful Grandmaster.
Ronald Ferraro. Yep, he was in attendance. at
yeah,
the
I almost
session.
heard him get announced, but the
audio
speaker
quality
system,
was
the audio
just
quality
absolute garbage.
was
Yeah,
Here's the
rough.
thing. I realized it was our 235th.
Hold on. Cue the Joe rant.
It was our 235th annual communication.
Yeah.
Okay. I realize the technology hasn't been there for all 235.
No.
Could we agree it's been there for the last 15?
I was thinking more like 25.
Okay, let's be conservative.
Oh, you mean
though.
the technology to allow for wireless microphones and so forth?
Just a PA system of sorts.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
At least 20 years,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But let's say with technology advances, we've had modern audio equipment for 15?
Since I've been a Mason.
Right.
Every
I'm not even
section I've
talking
gone to
solid
like
state.
that.
I'm talking like,
Yeah, the wireless
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
and we do it at least twice a year, right?
Yes. Same equipment.
Can we get it right?
No.
Like,
I don't even think
Like,
it's the guys
can we
that
do
are
a
setting
sound
it up.
check?
We're Masons, Joe.
I know the guys. Doug Barry, get your shit together.
He can only do so much. With
No,
what he's
I know.
got.
Yeah.
I'm just giving them a hard
I
time.
mean-
I love brother Mark Abramson. I love brother Doug Barry.
I think
But,
part of it is just, you do a sound check ahead of time, and then everybody filters into that room, hundreds of guys with their cell phones and
Yeah, I'm
electronic
sure. I'm
gadgets and
sure.
so
Cell
forth.
phones interfere with
Wireless mics, absolutely. All that equipment is wireless. So I think, that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah,
But there's very little adjustment you can do once everybody's in that room because it's 2 minutes until go time. So.
Listen to our new AGM defending our new
Well,
AGM defending purple.
Yeah, by the way,
It's
we do
okay.
have a toast, Joe, and I'm glad that Ken doesn't have one.
I've been in a toast with.
You don't need to toast because it's to you.
Oh.
To Worship Brother Ken Tarwood for becoming the new AGM of 3A.
District 3A.
3A.
The
So,
northern part.
brother, right hand to arm.
Oh, right hand. This is going to be difficult.
Ready?
Ready.
Aim.
Aim.
Fire. Good fire. Fire all.
We're limited mobility here.
Together, brother. Vivat, vivat, vivat. Congratulations,
Thank
Kenny.
you, brothers.
That's awesome.
The honor is to serve.
Is this your first time as AGM?
Yes. I was Associate Grand Almoner for the last 2 years. 2 years? Yeah, 2 years.
And you just got finished with your AGM stint, right?
Yes, so I am. I'm homeless this year,
Homeless.
but no, all good.
Technically, he is homeless because he's not quite voted in yet at Harmony.
Well, I'm still a member of Morningstar.
Yeah, he's
member of
not
Morningstar
admitting
Lodge
very
47 down now in
I
Shelton.
think Kevin was breaking
Oh,
balls.
that's okay.
Yeah.
That's great. I would just say, as far as a Grand Lodge position, I'm kind of a Ronin this year. I'm just feeling it out. So, all good.
A
I heard,
wandering warrior poet.
I heard you were told that you didn't make it in. You got tight.
It was. I was told by several brothers that I got blackballed, and that I would not be joining the lodge, which was not very nice.
No, that's not nice.
Kind of.
Fucking funny though.
It is funny. I'm like, you sons of bitches, you blackballed me.
You let Mudry in, but not.
Yeah. Well, somebody did say, I forget who it was. It might have been you, Big Kev.
It might
They're
have
like, hey, if Mudry got voted in, you're not going to have a problem.
Fuck.
Surprise!
I think that was me.
So, all good.
Nice. Yeah. So, did you have any shit hit the fan moments when you were AGM?
No.
No.
No, everything went pretty smooth.
Must
It
be
was,
nice.
I'm
Mark
going to be
Zernak
calling you
was-
for advice because I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's just
Wing it.
drive, stick to the speed limit.
Yeah.
Make sure
that
that-
Jack has his
Make
hat,
sure Jack
top
has all
hat.
the pins he needs.
Yep.
And I don't know if it was just a me and Mark Zernak kind of thing, but I was always in charge of doing the head counts for when we're
Okay.
doing an inspection. You have to know how many people are in the audience and
Oh.
the time that lodge closes.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
all
So
have to
filling
be
out the
done in the
inspection form
Yeah.
and stuff. Okay. Yeah. I
But
can
those
do
were
that.
the two main things. And then he got me into looking into some of the financials.
Yep.
So biggest piece of advice is go sit with Thomas Gondek.
Yeah.
Go meet with him. He'll walk you through everything you want to look for on the financial piece, and that's the biggest thing.
That guy's a financial genius.
Yeah, he is.
I
really
just gotta
grand
say,
treasurer.
it's nice to have two guys who were AGMs that actually showed up and did their job. That was a shot at someone.
I don't know what that's a shot.
I don't know who that's
that was-
a shot at either.
That
But
was shade.
okay,
Oh,
he's
okay.
throwing shade. Throwing shade.
Shout out to Right Worshipful Brother Jack Burrill, who's a district deputy. for
Yes.
District 3A,
He's not here because
and
he's
my
still
boss.
running.
Yeah.
But that was probably smart for him to run because he's district deputy now. I didn't run, and I have a year off. I'm in purple purgatory for a year. But you were giving him a shout out. What were you saying, Kenny?
Oh, I was just giving him a shout out because he's my boss. And
Nice.
also known to the podcast. Obviously, we had
Yeah.
that episode where
Friend of the podcast.
we were interacting with ghosts a little bit, perhaps too intimately.
Me and him did the episode about psychedelics.
Oh,
do you remember
that's
that
right,
one?
Yeah, and the power went out or something, and he was in the basement checking a breaker. or
Yes.
something
The power went out.
important, yeah.
Yep.
He was actually on the original Battle of the Masters episode too, wasn't he? The one that I won.
Yes, I believe he was. Yep. He's been on a couple times.
Jack versus Joe.
I think
have
there
to go
was
back and listen
Sharkus there too. Sharkus might have been there
I don't know,
too.
man. We've had
I
quite.
feel like it was me, Jack, and
Sharky was up here
Sharkus.
last week.
And I think there was just, no surprise, I won.
You can see it. Fuck.
We've done at least one per year, I think. Battle of the Masters.
That's the one where we did the sound of me like flopping on the table.
Yes.
They call me Joe Normus.
Oh boy.
And then there was like,
Joe Normus. I forgot all about that.
Then you had a beer named after you.
yes. Why'd they name it Joe Normus? Let me show you.
Oh God.
Yeah, that one. That was a good episode. That was freaking catch gingivitis. That's when all that shit popped up. Dead hookers in the trunk we were talking
Oh, yeah.
about.
Oh God, yes. That's why Jack drove away so fast.
Yeah, and then a couple, episodes later, you give me the fucking spelling bee. Do you remember that one?
Yes, and you went up to the spelling bee against a fifth grader.
Son! Dude, I listened back to that one, and it still hurts my stomach to
Joe
laugh.
picked all the words.
Yes, it was funny.
Sorry,
Well, we're
I
gonna-
went
we-
down memory lane there.
We want to do more of that stuff, which is why I've got the belt here. Not only is it WrestleMania weekend for those that are fans, but I'm going to take it home, make it gussy it up a little bit, and maybe do a few little vignettes.
Nice.
So more to
Put a
come on
spinner
that.
on it?
More? No, I hated that version. I am a traditionalist when it comes to belts. Hated that.
Although
Hated
Put a little
it.
dangly
I did
balls,
like
on
my
his-
favorite belt
Like
was.
truck nuts.
No, like on his
Oh.
past master's apron.
That would be funny to put truck nuts on, it, especially where.
That'd be
Don't make
cool
fun of
thing.
my fucking past master balls.
Making fun of him. I'm saying
I
we should
literally
put him on
got
the
this.
belt.
All right, so I have a past master apron that's got like
Tingly balls.
you know, like yeah, it's
I think I have an idea. Where,
instead of the fringe, it's got
Yeah.
balls on it.
Yeah.
That was done intentionally.
I have such a good joke for that, but I'm not.
Have at it.
I'll
Go.
tell you, no.
Nope, tell me.
No, I can't.
Tell me.
I can't.
Come on,
No,
do it.
I can't.
Do it. Why?
Because you trust me. I'll tell you.
Why?
Because.
All right.
Because.
All right.
But just know I could have just destroyed
Yeah,
you.
he's self-censoring. Like, give him that.
Because I wouldn't want you to do the same to me in return. So.
Fair enough. All right. Tell me afterward.
Yeah.
Anyway. What was I gonna say? All right. So let's get into this. Let's do this. Let's start it up. Where are we gonna start? Who wants to go first?
You.
Why am I
Good
gonna go
topic.
first?
Good your time.
You-
All right,
you
then
came up
defer
with
to
the
Big
idea.
Kev. He's
All
the
right,
guest.
guest, go. James Field said Captain America.
Captain America's good. I think Iron Man would be a great one.
Iron Man. All right.
Iron Man
All right.
would
No,
be a good
but why? Why these guys? You have to. So you got to
He's
pick.
got-
You got to pick your superhero, but you got to say why.
He's got a ton of money.
Okay.
Innovative.
I'm just laughing because it's like
All Masons are rich.
all Masons have money and they control the world, like that shit.
Yeah. But no, he's like, I think he'd be a good leader.
Okay.
He's been through some stuff.
All right.
Could adapt, overcome.
Okay. All right. Who else you got?
I think Batman would be a good one too.
Batman. Yeah, I kind of figured Batman would be a good one.
Batman would be good. I think Wolverine would be kind of cool too.
Oh, interesting.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
He
These
does,
guys are all like, you're picking like anti-hero-ish kind of guys.
Oh,
too.
that's what I'm
Batman,
going with right there. The
Iron
anti-hero.
Man.
Going with the anti-hero.
These are all guys that have flaws. They have rough ashlers.
That's
That's
the point.
the point,
That's
though.
the
Interesting.
fucking point.
Oh man,
I like that.
Perfect.
Yeah. I like that.
Who do you got, Ken Wally?
No, come on. No, we're not
Wally.
going.
Okay.
No Pixar characters.
Journey
I'm gonna
number
go,
5.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go the Hulk.
Oh, Hulk. All right.
Oh, subdue
Why?
your
Why the
passion.
Hulk? though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. I like
he's,
that.
He's an intellectual, but when he's in his normal kind of human form,
All right.
he's very subdued, has everything under control, almost gentlemanly in a way.
Mm-hmm.
He just kind of like comes off to me like his human persona comes off to me as being very Masonic. But then when he can't control those passions, it goes completely off the rails. Like you.
What the fuck?
No, but the Hulk is big though.
The Hulk is.
Oh, you son of
I
a
see-
bitch! I see what you did there.
Yeah.
And George
You're
is kind
like-
of a little guy.
Yeah, it's just- you're small.
Nicely done.
You're
Nicely
small.
done.
Yeah, I think he would make a good Mason until shit hits the fan.
Could you
and he
imagine
turns
being
into
in
the Hulk.
Lodge Room and then the Hulk just comes out and destroys everything?
Could you imagine
Like,
if he was the one doing ritual and somebody's like, "That's not the wording."
Oh yeah, some grumpy past master. Yeah.
You've never seen George rage. Like,
Yeah. What
chairs,
Oh yeah, he
destroying
throws
internet
furniture.
cables.
But I turned
You
red.
know,
not
you're very
red.
destructive. You're very destructive. Well, there was a
More
red
like
Hulk.
Ghost Rider.
One time there was a... No,
don't think he would be a
he's
good
got
Mason.
hair. He's got flames for hair. You don't have that. You don't have that.
Get on your shit today.
Oh yeah.
All right, who else you got, Ken? You got the Hulk. The Hulk was a good one. That was a good one.
I mean, first of all, I'm not a huge comic book fan, right? Like I'm not a Marvel person. The rest of my family is. Everybody I know, all my friends are huge comic book fans. I was never really that into them. I really like the anti-hero characters, like
That's who I like.
you know what I mean, like Deadpool and characters like that. I just kind of find fascinating. I think it's an interesting story, an interesting narrative to have somebody who's imperfect in pretty much every way, but is put into situations where they have to be heroic.
Yeah.
I like those types of characters. I don't know that any of them would really fit the fraternity. Like Deadpool is definitely not
Not necessarily. You think about the
he does improve over time,
but think about after Logic. So that's one of the ones I was going to go with was Deadpool.
Was Deadpool.
Because again, he's kind of he's doing evil for good. Right? Even before he became quote unquote Deadpool, he was a mercenary like in the first Deadpool. Have you seen Deadpool, Joe?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not.
I know you're not a big
I'm
fan.
not a fan.
Yeah, I remember.
I like my superhero movies to be realistic.
Oh yeah, realistic superhero movies.
No, I get what you're saying though. You don't want it to like where he's panning, looking at the camera like it's an actual movie. I got
Oh
what you're saying.
yeah, it does get a little well.
But think about
even the comic book was
Deadpool
kinda
is
like that,
George.
too.
Actually, I got a better one. But Deadpool, like even before he became Deadpool, he was Wade Wilson, who was a mercenary. Who, if you remember, he went into that dude's house and said he shit in a kitty litter or something like that, which was funny as hell. But he grabbed the pizza guy because he was stalking a girl. So he was
Right.
doing mercenary evil work, sticking guns and knives in people's faces. But he was
Vigilante.
doing it because that pizza kid was stalking a young girl.
Yep.
And she even said, "You're my hero." He's like, "I'm not a hero." As he's walking away. So he was doing
He was kind of like a
not so
vigilante.
squared actions,
Yeah.
but for good.
For the right reasons.
So that would be one of mine. And I think it does play right into Freemasonry, whereas we're imperfect beings trying to be better. And sometimes we do things that, is human individuals, not as Masons, but as human individuals that aren't so good, but it doesn't mean you're a bad person. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing bad things, or you do incorrect things. I don't want to say bad things, incorrect things, but it doesn't mean you're a shitbag.
But your heart's in the right
Your heart's
place,
in the right
Your
place.
moral
Right.
compass is still guiding those actions. All right, yeah. I can
You know
see
what I
that.
mean? Like you do bad. You do something that's not okay, but you're also not walking down the street kicking a midget or pushing an old lady into traffic. You know what I mean? Like you're not evil. What? Kicking a midget.
Kicking a midget.
Joe's kicking me in the leg. Asshole.
He had to bring midgets into this.
Sure, people got.
Don't start that shit again. Ken wasn't here for that, was he?
No, that was the Sharkus episode.
Oh.
I'll have you sing it at some point
Yeah,
later. Again.
that'll be our outro again.
Outro again.
But it'll have to be brief so that we don't get
There's
taken
a
off
song.
the air. So
Is that you got anybody else, or is that
That's all I could come up with. I'm not a smart man.
all
I'm a simple man.
right, Joe?
So I'm going to go with what my initial thought, but I'm going to touch on what Zachary W. said as well. So first,
Who's Frank Castle?
the Punisher. And I'll get into that. Okay. Put a pin in that. Put a pin on that.
Yep.
And is there a midget superhero? James Field, there is one. He was part of the Alpha Flight team, Canadian, and his name was Puck, and he was like small and short and stocky like a hockey puck, which is why he was called Puck, and that would be George. But anyway,
Somebody put Howard the Duck.
It's the only other midget superhero I can think. Maybe the that raccoon thing from
Rocky Raccoon.
Rocky Raccoon.
So mine would be Batman, but a very specific. We talked before the show of like there's so many different versions
Adam
of
West?
Batman. No, I'm going animated Kevin Conroy version of Batman from Batman the Animated Series
Never seen
and the Justice. It's some of the best writing in any superhero media altogether. But the way that he was portrayed was Bruce Wayne, Batman, two very distinct personalities. You had the light of Bruce Wayne, who is rich, philanthropic, donated a lot to charity, did a lot of things, and then Batman was the darkness, and it's that balance of the mosaic floor, the darkness and the light. You know, he's called into action by a light,
Right.
but he walks that path between the two. But he always had the mantra of he wouldn't kill anybody. He would never cross that line. He knew how far to go without crossing that line. But some brilliant stuff from Kevin Conroy in that animated stuff.
Was
People
that in the
write it off.
90s?
Late
The one-
90s,
the
early
90s, yeah.
2000s.
I remember watching
The
that.
original one was in the 90s, then there were different iterations, but he was the voice the whole time. But just the duality of man that he was able to bring to that, and both the light and the darkness, I thought was very good. But to get into Frank Castle and the Punisher, that would be interesting from a standpoint of, again, getting into it for all the right reasons. His family was wiped out by
Is it still
friendly
the Joker?
Huh?
Is it still the Joker in that animated series? The Joker's
The
the one
Joker's
killed-
in it. Mark Hamill does the Joker in there.
but in the original Batman, it was the Joker who killed Bruce Wayne's family. Is it still that? in the
That was
animated-
actually just brought in for the Michael Keaton movie. That was never the case in any
Oh,
other
really?
media.
I did
yeah.
not know that.
It was
Okay.
just some random dude
Oh,
named
okay.
Joe Chill. I'm showing my geekdom here.
Wow.
But
Sure.
but Frank Castle, his family was wiped out by a mob hit gone wrong. Lost his wife, lost his kids. That's where he became the vigilante. But think of him from a standpoint of a brother who crossed the line and never received that good counsel. Nobody ever pulled him aside to whisper good counsel, and he went off the rails.
Okay.
And that would actually be a cool story of somebody trying to bring him back to the light, because he's gone so far into the darkness. But, again, doing everything for some could claim justifiable reasons, given what happened to his family. And he only went after mobsters. So he's providing a service, in essence. But
Right.
he's like that brother that just lost the light and, needs to be brought back in with that good counsel. So that would be a cool
Yep.
place on that. But, yeah, Batman. Darkness, light.
What else? Give me another one.
You could go, depending on how symbolic you want to go, you can go Green Lantern, spreading light.
Oh, okay.
Being
Terrible movie.
that beacon. Oh, that was a horrible
Even
movie.
Ryan Reynolds hates it.
But actually, you could go Shazam. It would be a good one. Originally Captain Marvel, now they go by Shazam. But Shazam actually represents. It's an acronym. It's the wisdom of Solomon. It's the strength of Hercules. It's
I didn't
I
know it was
never
Strength
know
of
that.
Solomon.
Yeah.
Okay.
or the wisdom of Solomon. I'm sorry.
yeah.
The strength of Hercules. The A I think is Atlas. The Z is for Zeus. So there's like each of those letters.
I never knew that.
I'll look it up when you're going. But yeah, that's how you get the word
Shazam. No
so
shit.
it really brings in a lot of those mythical.
I never knew
ties.
that. I always thought it was just some corny ass name they picked up for Shazam.
Yeah. Or they were advertising for whatever that app is that can tell you what songs play. Is that what that song is? It?
Yeah,
Is that
the app is
Shazam?
Shazam.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's Solomon, Hercules, Atlas,
Oh.
Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. So you want to go esoteric side, and representing those things, I would have to go with
No shit. I never knew
Captain Marvel / Shazam.
The Wisdom of Solomon.
that. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
I never.
Strength
I
of
never knew that.
Hercules. I don't know what Atlas is. Mercury was the speed. But yeah, it's derived from 6 immortal elders.
Interesting.
So there you go.
So I have a question.
Yes.
That tattoo on your arm, when the hell did you get that? I just noticed it.
This one?
Yeah.
About a month ago.
What is it?
It is the Green Man. So the Green Man.
Talking about like Green Man that was in the Rosalind Chapel? Green Man?
Yep.
What does the Green Man represent?
New beginnings, rebirth, new seasons.
The Incredible Hulk.
Start of something new.
Incredible Hulk. No shit.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I know that's coded in the Rosalind Chapel, and
Yes.
it's linked loosely to the Templars as like they were leaving to go start something new.
Most cathedrals, chapels, churches built by the medieval stonemasons guild had some representation of the Green Man in it. And that's why when people are like, how come he's not green? Can't the Green Man be green? Well, most of the representations of him are in stone.
Yeah, they're bas
So
reliefs
that's why
and stuff.
I went with...
Well, the Green Man also is basically leaves, right? Isn't it leaves all over him and shit?
Yeah, and that's if you... There's even some acorns tucked in there.
Anybody we know do that tattoo?
A friend of a brother down in Orange, Connecticut. Empire Tattoo, Matt Hurlbert, good friend of worshipful brother Max Kalkstein of Ashler Aspetite.
Right on.
So
I'm actually going to visit Alex on the 14th.
I've got one set up for him too already too. He's going to do the other arm, where I'm going to do the above as below, as above so below tree.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But inside the tree, you're going to have the Kabbalistic tree of life, with the circles and the chakras.
Right.
But the vines and the branches are going to make those circles. So we've got a whole deep thing
Yeah,
going
he's
on there.
I got to make an appointment with Alex.
Yeah, he's going to do that.
somebody's
Keep putting it
asking to
off.
show a pic of the Green Man. You want to stick your arm up there on the camera or no? Your
I
arm,
don't feel
your
like it.
arm
Yeah,
on the
that's-
camera. I want
that's
to be
gonna
clear about that.
complicated. Only your arm.
I don't
You
feel
just
I'm
stand up and do that.
kind of entrenched in here.
Yeah.
It might go down.
How about this? How about this?
You
We'll
sync
take a
with this,
picture of it. We'll
cheers.
put it on the podcast Instagram page later.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what Joe would be pressing up against the camera. So
Could be anything.
all right. So
It's the pink man. The purple man.
by the way, I mean, I've also been watching the chat going on, and I'm getting fucking destroyed in the chat.
Let's
right
visit
now.
that. Let's go. I haven't been able to read.
I'm getting murdered in here. Somebody, oh god,
Arm only, please.
getting ripped up. I don't know what the hell. I can't.
It's like a midget's arm holding an apple.
Anyway, they're talking about. I don't know. They said somebody said I was Peter Dinklage.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I drink and I know things.
Yeah.
You know that I actually wore. I have a shirt that says that I drink and I know things.
I think you've worn it
and
to
I
the
wore it to the
podcast,
podcast, and I fucking instantly regretted it the minute I put it. I went
Oh,
live.
yeah.
I got tore up that episode. Oh, it's there. Keep going up, Ken. It's up further.
George's Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, no, there was more before that. I was just getting tore up. Talking about they're going to make memes out of this shit, and I was getting tore up. It's fine, Ken. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I don't know why the scroll bar is not.
I think we're going to see a lot of superhero memes with George's
Just
face
hit
on
the
it.
arrow. Just hit the arrow. The blue arrow, Ken? Would that bring you back to the bottom?
Yeah,
I
probably.
thought you were the tech guy.
It's really hard
Yeah,
to do
it's
left-handed.
hard to do when he's left-handed. And yeah. So, all right. So my superhero that I think that I would pick as a Mason, I'd have to go with Venom.
Really?
Venom. Here's why.
Why Venom?
Same reason as your Hulk. You had what's his name?
David Banner? Bruce Banner?
No.
What are you talking about?
The Venom character guy. What was his
Venom
name?
Eddie Brock?
person,
Eddie Brock.
yeah.
Eddie Brock. Good dude, just trying to make his way in the world. Did some shitty things in the first movie to his girlfriend. Where
I was going to say, you're talking the,
he hacked her
the
computer.
Tom Hardy version.
Tom Hardy,
I almost
yeah.
said Ed Hardy, but
He hacked her computer, did something shitty, right? But he was on to something. So he did something wrong to his girlfriend, or his fiance, I think it was. He hacked her computer to get information on this guy. So he kind of did like a shitty thing, right? But in the end, he was correct that the guy who he was trying to get information on was a piece of shit, right? And then he became Venom, and there was always that duality of Venom, where it was Eddie Brock saying, "No, you can't bite their heads off," and he's like, "Why? I want to bite heads." You know what I mean? Like Venom was the aggressor, but Eddie Brock was always trying to pull him back. Of like, listen, you can't do this, you can't do that. Why? You know what I mean? Like there was that duality. Same as in the Incredible Hulk, where it's like, you know, it was that, you know, the Eddie Brock who didn't have Venom controlling him in a sense was trying to do the right thing. Whereas Venom just wanted to eat heads.
And Bruce Banner never wanted what happened to him either. Like he was never.
Well, neither did Eddie Brock either. Right. Same thing. Like he didn't know what the hell was happening when Venom first got inside of him. You know what I mean? Like so there was, there's that cool. There's that nice duality that is kind of runs in line with Masonry of doing the right thing, but you know we're human beings. Human beings are capable of great and terrible things. Yep. There's a yin and yang in every single human being on this planet. There's
some have more yang than yin. Yeah. I get what you're saying, though.
You get what I'm saying?
It does make sense. Like, we have to be cognizant of the fact that we are human.
And we are capable of bad things. We are capable of doing dark and terrible things. Yep. Every human being on the planet, right? Nobody's perfect. We say this all the time. You know, that's why we talk about the mosaic floor. That's why we talk about the rough and smooth ashars. Because, you know, Freemasonry understands that human beings, people, have a good and bad side, right? You know, I've always used it, the example is if you ever seen like a show about, you know, there's shows on the History Channel about the end of the world and the collapse of society, how dark people would become to get what they needed to survive. Like good people would be forced to do absolutely terrible things just to survive.
Right.
So that's why I went with Venom. Like I think Venom in Deadpool is my other one where he's a little bit lesser. Deadpool's more of the sarcastic asshole who kind of, you know, does things almost takes pleasure in it. You know what I mean? Takes a little bit of pleasure in it. So not but that's why I went with Venom over Deadpool because Deadpool was my runner up. But I don't know. I just liked Venom. I like that he's doing bad things, but you know, there's that duality. It's just, I don't know. He wants to do things, but, oh, God.
I like it.
Zachary W. Which head? He's talking about which head is Venom biting off both heads.
There's a lot of head eating in that sentence, OpenXG. But real quick, just to go back to Shazam, I've got the breakdown. It's the wisdom of Solomon, strength of Hercules, stamina of Atlas, power of Zeus, courage of Achilles, and speed of Mercury. That's where you're Shazam.
Shazam. Interesting.
That's interesting.
I learned some things about comic books today, you guys.
You're welcome.
I love the Venom movies. Carnage, Let There Be Carnage.
What's Carnage?
That was the second movie, and it was Woody Harrelson played Carnage, which was another. So
a symbiote of the symbiote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost like a mutated version of Venom.
Yeah.
But he ended up embodying or attaching himself to a serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Yes.
And it's like, you know, it's another perfect example is if you already have somebody it's actually a great example. If you already have somebody who's bad and you give them extra ability to be even worse.
They're going to be worse.
They're going to be worse.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Which is where,
if you're comparing it to Freemasonry, that's why we boot you at the door if you act like a douchebag when you come in on the investigation committee. Sure. Bye.
Yeah.
Because we don't want shitbags to come in because we're trying to improve you, and if you're already a piece of shit,
right. We take good men and make them better. We're not a reclamation project.
Right. We're not a rehabilitation center.
Right. Right.
Is the best way I can put it. Right.
But once in the fraternity, if you fall, we'll be there to pick you up. There's a difference there. Once you make it into the fraternity, you're presumably a good man. Good men have bad periods, and we're there to pick you up. But you have to at least be a good man to get in.
Yep.
Jim Devaney, he goes, you wear a peace symbol on your I'm assuming it's helmet. I can't see behind the star.
Yes.
Yeah, you wear a peace symbol.
And you write born to kill
on your helmet.
Represents the duality of man, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket reference.
Yep. Great job, Devaney. I threw that reference in there before the duality of man.
That was nice. I don't know. That's who I went with was Venom. I think that's the best character that I can come up with that I liked for symbology, if you will.
We should do this in a future episode. Same thing, but with professional wrestlers
Professional wrestlers. All
as
right.
Freemasons, embodying the
Well,
spirit of Freemasons.
we had two ideas before we started here. We kind of were doing the whole run around of, I don't care, what do you want to do? I don't care, what do you want to
Well,
do?
no, you had two great ideas, and then we couldn't decide.
Couldn't
on them
decide. Yeah. But that's what I'm
it's
saying.
like
We were doing the
green
whole.
beans for dinner.
Yeah.
Green beans for dinner.
We're Masons.
No, I'm not making fun of us or anyone. I'm just saying, like, we were kind of like, well, what do you want to do? Well, what do you want to do? Well, what do you want to do?
Well, in our defense, that's when you were kind of being a dick to Ken.
No, I was being a dick to Ken well before then.
Carried over. There was a ripple effect.
But the other one was the Masonic draft.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't devolve into the freaking race draft that freaking what's his name?
Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle did.
Yep.
Do you remember that episode?
Oh, yeah.
That was freaking hilarious.
I vaguely
Dave
remember
Chappelle.
that, like, people traded.
Oh,
like, their
they
pick.
traded. Yeah, like the black people chose. Asian people chose. Oh, what was it? No, black people chose Tiger Woods because he was half Asian.
Yeah,
half-
I remember that. We couldn't get away. We don't want to tread on that.
And then what the hell was the one where who picked Lenny Kravitz? White people. Lenny
Yeah.
Kravitz.
I think that
Wu
was.
Tang Clan. The Asians chose Wu Tang Clan.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he was.
He's like, sayonara, bitches. Dude, he had so many funny skits, man.
Oh, he's a comedic genius. He
Dude.
really is.
You got the World Series of Dice. Do you remember that one?
Well, my favorite
Oh
ones
my
were the
God.
Charlie Murphy episodes.
Charlie
Oh,
Murphy.
those
Those
were
were
funny.
the
Yeah,
best.
Yes.
with Rick James.
Yeah,
Rick James, yep.
Prince.
Yeah, the Prince. Yeah, the Prince.
Rick James, bitch.
What did the hand say to the face? Slap.
The five fingers.
Yeah, what did the five fingers say to the face? Slap. And then you had the World Series of Dice where he was like, he's like, you want my money? You're gonna have to shoot me. Okay. Boom. He shot him in the leg, and then they did like the instant replays. Oh, look, he shot him below the waist to avoid the attempted murder charge.
Yep.
Anyway,
How about the Fear Factor one? That was a great one.
what was the Fear Factor one?
What was the crackhead's character?
I remember when he did Red Balls gives you wings. He was running through the fucking wall.
But Joe Rogan was actually on there, like doing the Fear Factor thing, and that I forgot what the character's name, but it was the crackhead, and everybody's like, "Oh, gross not to do this stuff," but he's a crackhead.
Oh, but he's
Yeah, so he's like, I'll eat this. I don't remember what it
Yeah.
was. I'll eat these like moose testicles or whatever, and just eats them like, oh, these are delicious. You gotta sleep in these cockroaches. He's just literally sitting there like, oh, I get hours of sleep.
James Fields. I would allow Wonder Woman to petition and then volunteer to be a steward.
Oh boy.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And so it begins. The de-evolution of this. No one, I'm actually surprised that nobody picked Superman.
Superman.
Because Superman is like considered the ultimate Boy Scout, like truth, justice,
that's
the
just
American way.
Yeah, but that's just the point, though. It's like Superman is too good. There's
Predictable,
no
yeah.
Mason that's too good.
Right, right.
I mean, nope.
And I'm a little surprised nobody picked Spider-Man as well. You know, goes around like shooting.
He's a boy.
Goes around shooting his web stuff all over, his web fluid all over. It's like spreading the cement of brotherly love.
He's not old enough to be a Mason though, in most jurisdictions.
Yeah, that's right. He's Demolay.
Depends on the version that
He's
you're.
Demolay, senior Demolay.
Okay. Yeah.
Again, Superman. That's like Superman is always good. He was always good. He never
Right,
did
but
anything
isn't
evil.
that-
He's like he never not evil, but bad. Like that's not who we are. Like you, there's nobody.
But
there are
he's
people
kind of that perfect actor.
who think
that,
they're perfect.
Yeah, Messner. What? He doesn't?
I saw him at Grand Lodge yesterday. Shout out to Messner.
Yeah.
Been a while since I've seen him.
I had to sit next to him. I have nothing else to say.
Spider-Man would work real well.
Superman
Exactly.
is an alien. Yeah. We
Yeah.
allow aliens.
Yeah. One petition last week.
Wait, what?
An alien.
Joe?
No.
Who?
I was just, I didn't have anything for that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just playing along.
Oh, I was waiting for like, yeah, we had an alien last week, Enrique Diaz or something like that. That's why. I thought that's where he was going with it.
You
That's
guys
why.
used to call me an alien.
You're not an alien.
You're more of a
Transformer.
cyborg.
Yeah.
You're like.
I called you an elemental, is what I
Oh, that's
called you.
right.
Oh, okay. Which element, though?
Chronicles of Riddick. Riddick, remember?
Yeah.
When she like floated across the floor. Elementals don't fly, but we glide very easily. Called you an elemental. That's all. Never an alien. Yeah. So that's all I got for that.
Trying to think if there's any other. I
Any
mean,
other good superheroes?
you could throw a few out there.
Nobody better pick Cyclops because Cyclops was a fucking douche. He was a douche in the first X-Men movie. Remember?
Yeah, he was kind of a.
He's that cocky, arrogant fuck.
In the cartoon series,
Pardon my French.
I rediscovered the cartoon series.
Doctor Strange.
I've been watching it with my kids, and it's actually
Doctor Strange.
what? I'm Doctor Strange.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Why?
Because you're fucking strange.
When you're
Fair enough.
What were you going? Ken, what were you
I
saying?
was saying the old X-Men series from the 90s. I think maybe it was late.
Yeah.
No, early 90s.
90, yeah, somewhere in there.
We rediscovered that because I guess the kids were watching the newer one.
Yeah, they just did a reboot on Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
And my wife was like, "All right, yeah, we got to go back and watch the real one." And like, it took me right back to like Saturday morning cartoons, like right back to my youth. And the writing was
It was pretty good.
actually fairly good
Yeah.
after the first couple episodes after the pilot.
Which,
Some of
by the way,
characters are-
go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
no, I said some of the characters were but you know, the main X-Men characters that they didn't just like reinvent for the series were
You read.
written pretty well.
I'm listening to Ken, but
So I have to point this out because Ken brought up Disney Plus, and I share my Disney Plus account with Ken. Have you seen some of the other profile names that I set up there just
I
to
have.
make you and your kids laugh?
I have, and the children did laugh to a certain extent, and the wife was like, "Oh my!" And Rory's like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "Don't say it again."
Now I have to
Say
know what
one.
that
So
is.
there-
What we got for names?
So
yeah,
one
that'd
of
be
them is
good.
a feared bounty hunter. First name Mybal, last name Zitch.
my balls itch.
Yeah. And like the profile icon is like a bounty hunter from
Like the
Star Wars.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
My balls itch.
Yep.
There's a droid that's D33Z NUTS.
Oh, these nuts.
He's not.
I'm Kylo Ken though. I like
You're
my-
Kylo
yeah.
Ken. But yeah, I was wondering to see if you like
Oh yeah, the family's definitely had a couple giggles.
my balls. I had another.
We
Oh,
were trying to figure out which of your family members was each one of those characters.
there was
too.
also SUKON DEEZ.
Oh yeah, suck on these. That was another Mandalorian character too. So.
So I'm like, Ken's kids are gonna sign on to this, and they're gonna like, they might not get it till they try to pronounce it, and then I'm like, got him,
Yep.
got him.
Well, they figured it out. They're
My
pretty,
balls itch.
Pretty perceptive little bastards.
Zachary is my balls itch.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
So,
James Fields, my ball sack hurts.
that's a good fantasy football name.
That is actually.
So while we have a couple minutes left, I want to go over. I want to go around the horn real quick. We've all been on investigation committees before, right? Oh yeah. Oh god. I want to go around the story, and this is Mike. This is a shout out to Michael Myers, which, if that's your name, that's awesome. And he is a Discordian, so yes, it is Michael Myers because we did break his balls about being.
So
Michael
is he
Myers.
like the serial killer version, or is he
The Austin Powers version.
Austin, you're right.
Fair enough. But he said we're going to go around the horn here, and we're going to talk about one of the an investigation committee that you were on where the person was batshit crazy, or was a story about an investigation committee that's like almost not believable.
We've done this
And-
before.
Have we?
Yeah, I remember telling a story.
Okay.
about- I think it was an investigating committee, or no, it was post-investigating committee. It was, yeah, it might have been just about the Westgate or something. in
You're
the
right.
story.
We did
Yeah,
do
I
this
think we
before
did
because
something.
never mind.
But that's okay. We can
Then
do
I
it
want to
again.
hear I want to hear Kevin's story then.
Yeah.
I don't really
If
have
Joe
anything-
is, you got nothing?
Yeah, nothing too
All
crazy.
right. So Michael Myers, before it goes away, because the chat's flying through here, it says, dude sent an email beforehand claiming he's an alien from the fifth dimension. Was the name Alex Jones? Yeah, I went there.
Interesting.
Maybe
So
that's
did he
my-
get it?
Definitely admit him.
Did he make it into the box? Yeah.
James Fields said, admit him.
There is without an alien from the fifth dimension craving audience would be what Master. You will admit him.
I find in waiting, my balls itch. Seeking to gain admission.
So nothing. You got
Nothing too
no
crazy.
crazy stories.
I don't know, I guess there was one where doing a committee, and we're like, do you have any past issues or whatever? He's like, no, nothing crazy. I mean, I did stab somebody once. We're like,
What the fuck?
Yeah. It's like, all right, yeah, cool, man.
That might be a problem.
Yeah. We're all like, yep, all right, cool, yep, no questions, all right, see ya.
We had a dude actually made it through the investigation committee. He was totally fine or whatever the hell. And then, God, this was years and years ago. They divested him and put him in the candidate garb, right? Comes in for his EA degree, and he's got a woman with a full-on pair of fun bags on his arm, like massive. And now, mind you, we're in a lodge. This is when the older
This is a
brothers were there.
tattoo?
This is a
Okay.
tattoo of a naked
Right.
chick
Yep.
in a particular pose with her fun bags and all her cash and prizes on display on his arm with a lodge full of older brothers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not gonna go. Usually, I mean, there are older brothers who don't even approve of like guys with tattoos.
Did I sign that petition?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like you strip search the guy before you, like...
Yeah, and we're not really
I
asking
remember that one.
questions
That was a
about
long time ago.
tattoos and stuff.
Do you know how embarrassing that is, though? Like, guy comes in, younger guy. I mean, do you have
Some
a
people are into strange. forms of art.
an OnlyFans page on your right arm? Like, what the fuck? That was
a little awkward,
That was
yeah.
cringeworthy. Yeah, that was kind of. And you just see all the freaking old guys.
Yeah.
They're just
Just fuming.
fuming, and they're like, "Oh boy."
Interesting.
So, note to self: if you have any tattoos on you,
Put some makeup on. Put some
do
concealer on
something,
that.
Yeah.
concealer, or I don't know.
Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird. Don't make it weird. If you got like a W on both butt cheeks, don't bend over.
It
things
says
like-
mom.
Wow!
Wow.
Don't do things like that. You got like a squirrel running up your leg, holding a nut in his hand. Don't wear pants. Wear boxers that day. A worm with a cane in the top hat. Any of these are probably not acceptable. Mario pushing a lawnmower. Again, you got to be careful with what you have. With a lot of
Mario pushing a lawnmower.
I feel like I'm stuck in a TikTok algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I got something funny for you, though.
I think it's funny. I got Ken going over here. So.
So, during our last
That's my
MM
makeup for being a dick.
during our last MM degree, I had a roll, and as I was doing this roll, I bent down and I ripped
Okay.
my pants, my tuxedo pants,
You
Oh,
blew out the
yeah.
ass
my
of your
ass
pants.
seam all the way down my leg,
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
and had to finish the degree with just blown out pants.
Ass hanging out.
Yeah.
Yep. That's happened
Now,
a few
see,
times.
do you
in
have
this
you have a
life.
girl at home?
No.
You should then what you should have done was go over your parents' house that night and be like, I was violated.
See, I would have
You
turned
remember
them-
that? You know what I'm talking about, right? About
yeah.
making a reference of the Family Guy episode
Yeah.
where Peter's in the mirror.
Yeah.
You're a whore. Look at you. He's cutting his hair and stuff.
See, I would have turned them, put some Velcro in there and turned them into tearaway pants.
That's actually not a
God,
bad
that's because
idea.
you're party boy.
I am like
Yeah,
Party Boy. I think he was my favorite on Jackass. 'Cause I'm like, I could see myself doing stupid stuff like that. Like, just. I feel like dancing.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think.
Did Joe ever
that
have
one-
an investigating committee?
Nothing, no
Interesting
mishaps
circumstance?
during the investigating committee. We did have somebody who got approved and voted on to go through his EA, but then before the EA started showing up in a lot of the local patch articles about some
Oh,
stupid stuff
no.
he was doing around town politically, and we were just like, yeah, we're good. Thank you.
I just wanna say, like,
unfortunately, like going into schools, like elementary schools.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, well, no, we're done. We're good.
I also want to say, I know, how do I put this? I'm guilty of it myself, but I would strongly, if you're planning on petitioning a Masonic lodge, listen, I'm all about freedom of speech. I got, We the People tattooed on my arm and amongst other things. Be very careful about what you put on your Facebook page.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about that.
I feel like I need to reiterate it, though, especially this year.
Yeah.
You want to be a Mason, that's fine. You also, one of the things we teach in Masonry is control yourself.
Yeah.
Control your, there's actually a good podcast I listened to, and I'm going to give a shout out to him, Dan Bongino.
Oh, here we go.
But, no, I'm not going to get into the aspect of it, but one of the things he does is he has what he calls the Bongino rule. If something happens, wait 72 hours. I love that rule. Wait 3 days.
Which you never follow.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Sometimes.
Practice.
No, but
Yeah.
believe it or not, I've actually gotten way better with learning
You
to
have.
control.
You're welcome. Because of Ken and I, you're welcome.
Because Ken and you. Also because of my job, because I can't go in there like a fucking bull in a china shop either.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you got to
Have
finesse.
something to do with it.
You know what I mean? So my job has a little bit of the same aspect, whereas you got to kind of weigh the pros and the cons. So you know what I mean? If somebody's pissed off and disgruntled, the last thing you want to do is go and add, throw gasoline on the fire. You know what I mean? Because it's going to get you jammed up. You know what I mean? So, but I'm just saying, just be careful. Before you're about to post something that you're pissed off about or you feel passionately about, just give it a little while. You know what I mean? Because it does one of two things. It prevents you from having to eat crow, which tastes like shit.
Yeah,
And two, it doesn't... you don't make yourself look like an ass. You know what I mean? We Freemasons come from all different types of backgrounds and belief systems and all that stuff, and
you protect the fraternity.
you protect the fraternity. Yeah,
'cause you're a Mason. If you say something outlandish, people are going to assume that that's representative of the fraternity.
Right.
yeah.
And just remember, you're not obligated to attend every battle you're invited to.
True.
You can opt out and
just walk away,
and
yeah.
just say nothing.
Now Alex is jumping on you.
Oh,
DeFranzo is saying Big Kev looks a little sleepy.
DeFranzo's on.
Yeah.
Says the brother who just woke up 5 minutes ago at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, the butt crack of 11 a.m.
Have him on?
That's why the fucker won't do my tattoo today.
Yeah.
He was partying up last night.
break.
No, I'm kidding.
He's like in his 20s. He's doing that every night.
That's as you should. As
The
you
next
should.
time you guys have Alex on, you got to have him explain a trip Danny, Alex, and myself and Frank Pisani were on in Florida.
Oh God.
Should they talk about that?
Oh, it was a good one. Yeah, have him bring it up next time. It was a really good one.
James Devaney, rip the office chair. I don't get the office chair reference.
R.I.P. But I don't know which is the office chair.
The office chair?
R.I.P. The office.
Rest in peace,
chair.
the office chair.
Is he making a reference to me flipping my fuck all the time?
Or
Maybe.
those chairs that
He might
had
be
on the
watching
old
delayed.
podcast.
Like maybe he didn't. Maybe he watched.
Yeah,
from the
but a minute
beginning
ago we were
after-
talking about me flipping my fuck
yes.
and all that stuff. And
Yeah, so he may. He may
yes.
not be live. He might be.
If he is
buffer.
talking about the reference to an office chair,
Oh, he
yes,
did? Yeah, you did throw the old
I
ones,
threw the
yeah.
old office chair. Yes, I did. I will own that one. Yes, the old chairs when we had the old fold out table.
Yep.
Yes,
and
I've
some mic
watched that.
stands. You've calmed down.
It was a mic
significantly
arm.
since then.
It was a mic
oh, the
arm.
Mic arm.
It was
right.
the arm that went
'Cause the arm
sailed.
fell
It
off,
is
yeah.
no longer with us. Let it.
Yeah.
Peace.
It is
No
no longer with us.
Yeah, this. I've launched a couple things. All right, I've launched a couple things, but I'm different now. That was old George.
Now you just kink up Ethernet cables.
He died. Chair tossing George. Yep.
Not all
That
tosses.
happened. That happened. Thank you, Devaney, for and the mic. Yep.
Oh
Thank
yeah, the mic. That definitely.
Thank you for
went
calling my
flying once.
bullshit. What do you say, fellas?
This was fun.
This was fun.
This was a good time. Yeah.
Next, we'll do the Masonic draft.
Okay.
Not like Dave
like it.
Chappelle's draft.
No.
But there should be people that
We'll pick
just
any-
to keep it fun. Like you can't take George Washington.
Nah,
Let's
you can't
remove
take-
him.
George
That's
Washington
like,
was
I'm
our-
going to start with Wayne Gretzky. Like
George
really?
Washington was already a Mason, number one, so you can't pick already Masons. It's got to be a
Okay.
draft of people who are not Masons that you believe would make
okay.
an improvement to the craft.
Okay, I got my
So it
number one
can't
pick
be
already.
anybody.
Dead or alive.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, I got my
It's
picks already.
whatever.
I already got my number
We'll
one
go.
pick.
How about this? We'll split up the next episode of. We'll start with alive, current, and then dead.
Xerxes.
Okay.
I'm already here. I'm already sitting right here.
It's
No, we're not doing that.
they fear.
I'm already sitting here.
I'm
Ken.
probably not gonna be here for that episode,
my
but I
divine
can
power.
think of somebody, a couple people that ain't alive.
You know what? You ever notice that my Venom voice sounds just like Xerxes?
Actually sounds more like Dr. Claw from Inspector
I think
Gadget.
it's just the same
Him too.
voice.
Yeah.
It's probably the same guy.
Oh yeah, Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget. I can see that.
Petting his cat.
Yeah, see.
Yeah. All right. For the Freemason Podcast, I'm Right Worship Brother George Mudry signing off.
Worship Brother Joe signing off.
Worship Brother Ken signing off.
Brother Kevin signing off.
All right. Let's do it. Kenny, kill it.
Don't roll up the
Time to go
cord this
home.
time.
I won't. I'll eat his head.
Cord.
I should have said not worshipful brother Kevin. Because it's worshipful brother, worshipful brother.
Have a great day.
I'm like
everyone.
wrong, worshipful brother.